who his performance throughout the college football playoff has been nothing short of electrifying. The offense that he has led, obviously now to a national championship, is one that was a buzzsaw, that was must-see television. And we are incredibly lucky to watch it from the end zones, on the field, watching him do his thing. Ladies and gentlemen, transferred in from Kansas State after being the Big 12 Player of the Year, the Ohio State quarterback that just led the Buckeyes to their first national championship since 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, 6'4", 240-pound dog, Will Howard.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
What's up, boys? How we doing?
Hey, I'm fantastic. AJ almost got emotional last night on the sideline. The boys and I are a little bit tired. How are you doing, man? You woke up a national champion this morning. It was all worth it. Is that how you feel? Are you thinking back on the journey, or how has today been? Pretty surreal for you, I assume.
Unreal, man. Unreal. It still hasn't sunk in yet. Didn't get a ton of sleep last night. Just got back here to Columbus, and I'm looking forward to celebrating with the boys, but probably gonna have to take a nap before that.
Yeah, I imagine that's normal national championship quarterback stuff. Last night the boys had a good time, or what was last night like for everybody? Was it a hangout, storytelling? Was there a lot of hugging, reminiscing, boozing? What was last night like for the Ohio State Buckeyes?
Oh man, it was a lot of everything, man. A lot of good fellowship, getting together. Maybe a couple of adult beverages included in there.
Yeah.
And we had a great time, but it was already so late, so we kind of just hung out at the hotel and just kicked it, and then hopefully, we'll see what happens here in Columbus the next couple days here.
That's a magical moment that you guys earned, man. You earned it, and I don't want to look too far back, but it's a massive piece of the story of this Buckeyes team. After the Michigan game, the flag planting thing, and then the players-only meeting with Ryan Day, airing of grievances, and then since this playoff thing has started, your team has been like the epitome of what everybody loves about college football. Seemingly behind each other, very free, supportive, and playing your absolute best. Did it feel like that in the moment? Did you feel more free during the playoffs, you think? Why do you think your team played so great in the biggest moments for the last four?
Yeah, I think having to go through that last week of the season, when, a lot of people were doubting us, I think there was maybe even some people in here that were, experiencing a little self-doubt. And, we had to come together, and, we talked about, all we have is winning it all, and going out there and doing this thing. And doing it the right way. And we talked about going into the playoffs, especially playing a great team like Tennessee, we needed to.
Boys! Hey! What up, lads? What up, lads? Good to see you guys. Congratulations. Congratulations, boys. Congratulations. You blew out the speaker. We couldn't hear shit that you said.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah. Couldn't hear anything they said. They blew out the speaker. But once again, the lads are together. It was good to see them. Please tell them we said congratulations. But you talked about how all we have is to win it all. That's a lot of pressure you can put on yourself. You guys seemingly played very free. Very, very free in there.
Yeah, we did it. It almost felt like in that first game, it felt like we were kind of playing really with nothing to lose. And we talked about, especially, going into that Tennessee game, we just need to get this first one, get some momentum. And, that was an unbelievable game. We played lights out really on both sides of the ball. And it gave us a lot of confidence going into that next Oregon game. And, the way that first Oregon game ended, it just didn't sit right with really any of us. And I knew that, if we played them on a neutral field, maybe some more Buckeye fans there. Like when we played there, dude, that was the loudest stadium I've ever played in. Like I played at Texas, Oklahoma, like no question, Oregon, 65,000. That was, I don't know if they were pumping crowd noise in.
No. It's Pacific Northwest, brother. They're loud. Oh, you're saying it sounded fake. I was doing this one on the helmet going, what the fuck is going on out here? Yeah,
it was loud, man. It was loud, but no, it was just, we just picked up momentum and picked up confidence, and we really felt like we were playing our best ball at the end of the year, and that's all that matters.
It was fun to watch. One of the fans for you guys that was riding alongside the entire thing, AJ, has a question for you, Will.
Yeah, Will, obviously, congrats on everything. It's amazing what you've done in your time in Ohio State, but can you take us through that 3rd and 11, that deep ball to Jeremiah Smith? He ran a beautiful route. I watched him stem inside and get some get some separation from that DB. But were you going to him the whole way? Like, what's the play call and what was your plan going into this?
Yeah, there was no question. I was throwing that thing for. As soon as I got up to the line of scrimmage, we called it pretty much a max protection go balls on either side. And I saw that JJ had free access, off, inside leverage, and I knew it was unfair. That dude's gonna go whoop him on the route, and he did a hell of a job with it. I almost think I maybe held him up with the ball a little bit. He probably walks in the end zone if I get a little further, but
No, you want to eat up more clock, brother. You played it right. You were playing heady. It was heady football in there. And D-Butch was going to ask this, but since it's already got brought up, it's like, what was the conversation? Because there was a timeout beforehand by Notre Dame. 3rd and 11. You guys had gotten pretty conservative. Run. Didn't know if you guys were just trying to eat timeouts. What was the conversation like whenever it was decided that we're running max protect, all goes here? Incompletion saves them a timeout, gives them the ball back. That's a massive decision. What was the conversation like, and what was your mentality when you heard that was the play call? That had to be very exciting that the team said, hey, we're putting this in your hands, brother, to win the game.
Yeah, I was fired up, man. I love having the ball in my hands, with the game on the line. And, I like, being in those moments, man. But really going into that play, Coach Day was talking about, just be smart. Don't force anything. We weren't sure if we were going to get any sort of, zone coverage, if they were going to, try and play for the pass. Obviously, the way we were running the ball, continuously, they thought the run was coming and they played for the run. And they left our alien out on on one of their corners, and he did his thing.
Yeah, he certainly did. So did you. And are you not entertained? I've fallen in love with your moxie, the way you handle yourself. I assume this is how you've always been, but on the biggest stage, you have not changed at all. Even the even a celebration. I mean, everything. It's you're one of the lads, which I think is like the coolest part about it, because you transferring in there. Then the loss is happening. They could have easily turned on you, that team. And I think you guys could have turned on each other, especially with how much talent in there and how many potential egos are in there. Instead, you guys rallied around each other, and it was very evident. And I think that is huge for your leadership, which goes to AP Tone's question for you, Will.
Yeah, Will, when we were doing the alt cast last night, we were kind of trying to guess your measurables, and we kind of settled on somewhere around 4.68, 4.7 with a 39-inch vertical, except for Darius said, he was kind of questioning.
I said mid-30s vert, but I did say 4.68, 40.
Are we somewhere close around that? And I root for a franchise, Pittsburgh Steelers. We kind of like quarterbacks that played in Ohio, big guys, 6'4", 6'5", 250. So if you're looking for a program to come to, we will take you.
Oh, he's just going to pick?
Yep. That's how it works now.
Okay,
that's how it works now.
Well, now to extend that question, though. Your next, obviously, you haven't thought about the next step. You've been so focused on a college football playoff. Us watching you each week, like, I'm not a big scout for NFL football. Like, I'm not. That's not my thing. But we watch you, and I was very lucky to have a front row seat to the NFL as a punter for a long time. It's like, this is a Sunday guy. And then we start doing some research in what people are saying. They're not saying that at all. So then obviously the speed comes in because you run a lot more. I think you did at Kansas State than people give you credit for. Obviously you have a lot of weapons, but you're getting it to them. Do you feel like you've always been under-respected and appreciated or valued as a quarterback? Does that get to you? Do you think about it? I heard you have to answer a couple of these questions during media day, but we were very surprised to hear what people were saying about your NFL projections after watching you in person. And I assume that's all going to be bullshit anyways. You're going to move up quickly, especially after performance. But has it always been this way with you? And we're just kind of learning that now?
Yeah, I feel like, ever since really I came out of high school, I was a 3-star recruit. And I think the way that my career started off, I wasn't really a great player, my first 2 years at Kansas State. I didn't really turn it on until my junior year. So I think a lot of people made assumptions about me and, just assumed that I wasn't a good player. But really, I just wasn't myself yet. I wasn't really settled in. And, I feel like this year here at Ohio State, like, I've been completely myself, and you guys see it, like me. I think I yelled at Boston Connor after one of the touchdowns.
It was awesome.
Screaming at him, dude. I'm like, I'm just get fired up, man. I like being in the moment and having fun with my guys. And, we just have an unbelievable locker room here. And it's so easy to play for these guys and to want to do it for everyone in this building.
Yeah, but you're a great quarterback too, brother. Some of those throws are Sunday throw.
Throws.
And then you're big as shit You know, you are much bigger than you would expect, I think, from watching on TV, and you can move. Now, the paint on the field does get you every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while, the paint.
It does. It does. Hey, I was thinking just like you said earlier. You know, I was taking some time off the clock for our defense.
Yeah, 100% clock management. That's smart stuff. But you're much more athletic than anybody gives you credit for.
Darius.
Guys, don't do this. All right, it's on wax. You know what I said? I've given Will plenty of credit.
You're right. But I think there's lack of it going around in a lot of conversations.
Yeah, for sure. And look, you made yourself a ton of money in this playoff run. Biggest stage, biggest moments, best teams. Your coach you've been working with, Chip Kelly. How's it been working with him? Obviously a guy who's been on the pro level and been calling plays for a long, long time. How's it been working with him, and how much did he help with your development as a quarterback?
Man, he helped me a ton. I think really the perspective that he has just on the game and really on life is different. You know, he's a guy that's been around, man. He's done pretty much everything at every level. And he's seen a lot, he's done a lot, so he has a lot of perspective. And he's shared a lot of things with me just on the field, off the field, how to handle myself, how to, go about my business. And he's been an unbelievable mentor for me off the field. But then on the field, I mean, he and Coach Day and Billy Fessler and all those guys in that room, like, they've changed me into a completely different player. I mean, the fact that my completion percentage went up by almost over 10%, like, that is 100% a credit to my coaches and them getting on me about taking completions and not forcing things down the field, but kind of letting the game come to me. And Chip's, he's said that since I got here, and I've tried to adapt to it, and it's been awesome for me.
You and Chip Kelly, both in your first years at Ohio State, win a national championship. But getting there, obviously, two different paths. Chip Kelly was a head coach in the same conference as Ohio State, said, I'm going to go be an OC over there instead of being the head coach at UCLA. And you, how'd you get to Ohio State? Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Will, when you're done at Kansas State and with, like, the new process of the transfer portal and everything, it was coming out like, hey, this guy is the quarterback everyone wants. There were early reports like, hey, Lincoln Riley really wants him. It looks like he might go to USC. Was it always Ohio State, or how difficult was that decision figuring out where you were gonna end up for your last year?
Yeah, I was, going into that last year, I was really expecting to hopefully, have a good year, build on the Big 12 championship year, and, hopefully go to the draft. But obviously coming out of the year, I didn't feel like where my draft stock was where I felt like my talent level and, my potential was. So I felt like, if I could go somewhere and feel like I could give myself a chance to move up draft boards and to, turn myself into a better player and really just continue to elevate, I wanted to do that. And at first, it was really a bunch of people started reaching out, obviously, when I first entered, but it really came down to probably Miami, USC, and here. And when I was looking at it, the two things I said I wanted to do was compete for a natty and, elevate my draft stock. And there was no place that came close to that in terms of, either of those things like Ohio State. And when it came down to it, it was really probably I was either going to go to the draft. I had a Senior Bowl invite. I was all teed up, ready to go to the draft, but this opportunity came up, and I just could not pass it up.
Yeah, well, I think everybody in the state of Ohio and every Buckeye around the world is incredibly pumped that you made that decision. Ryan Day, tell us about him a little bit. I know you've only been with him for a year, obviously. This is the biggest year of his career, certainly the biggest win that he's ever had at all of you over there. But life as an Ohio State head coach is something. AJ right over there, very passionate. That's why he was crying on the sideline last night. Kirk Herbstreit crying last night because of the amount of love that everybody has for the Buckeyes in that state. But those expectations are obviously not the easiest whenever things aren't going great. How has Ryan Day operated alongside you, and how have you two kind of gotten along throughout this season, which has had obviously the option to Dahn's all through it?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Day he's my guy, man, and he took a chance on me. I owe basically my life to that guy, man. He's developed me so I've never been coached so hard. I mean, that guy got on me so much in spring ball. Like, I was like, man, I feel like I don't even know how to play this position. I felt like I was like, what the hell, man? Like, this is crazy. But no, I'm just, and AJ knows, but, being a player or a coach at Ohio State, man, you don't really understand it until you're in it. It's different, the expectations that come with it, the pressure, all the eyes that are on you. It's really, it's different, and if you don't experience it, if you don't go through it, you don't really get it. So we were able to go through that together this year. And I think we leaned on each other a little bit. I think, I was able to, lighten up some moods when I needed to, and go into the O staff room and crack some jokes, and vice versa, man. So I think we were able to, lean on each other a little bit this year, and the relationship that we have is amazing. And I'll cherish that dude, for the rest of my life, man.
You talk about it being different over there. You're going to be forever remembered as a national champion in Ohio. That means you'll be able to sign pictures of that 3rd and 11th row for the rest of your life, no matter what happens. Let's say you forget how to play football, actually. You somehow walk into a tent or a teepee, ayahuasca gets your brain, you forget how to play football. Know that for the rest of your life, okay? You'll be able to go to Columbus, Ohio, and sign that picture forever. That's the beautiful thing about being a Buckeye, especially when you win. Another man that is currently doing that still for the rest of his life, AJ, has a question for you, Will.
Yeah, Will, first I want to check on your head coach's status, how his right foot might be, how you guys are doing. Do you have any whiplash? We saw the clip of the golf cart. It had to be a bit nerve-wracking for this poor lady, all these people filming her. What happened here, and
how far did you walk?
What was going on? We had an Austin Powers situation going on, it looks like.
Dude, that was so funny. So I felt so bad for the poor girl. She was ripping through people on the field and just yelling, move, 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 honking at people. And then all of a sudden we get to this corner, and she almost gets close to the wall, and then she starts reversing, and then she put it back, in drive, and just crashed into the wall.
Yeah.
And we're none of us were I think I had my head down at my phone. It was close. And Coach Day, I don't know what happened, but I think his neck got messed up. Man. I don't know. I don't know if he's he looked like he was shaking up for a second, but I hope he's doing all right now.
How far did you have to walk after that? Because everybody made the same decision after she was like, let's get this thing back. I don't think so. Everybody kind of gets out of there, and obviously she's going to live and grow from this as well.
Yeah.
Physics and everything is going to certainly show up in life. But also she had eyes on the wall that she crashed into. I didn't know that she was such a beast on the field, though. Got places to go.
Yep.
Got people. Got very.
He was.
I respect that.
Goodness.
How far was the walk? How far was the walk to where you had to go?
It actually wasn't that far, because we already made it to the other side of the stadium. So it was really only probably 50 yards. So it wasn't a big deal. But we made it work.
Yeah, you certainly did. And that axle's broken forever.
Correct.
Conman has a question for you, Will.
Yeah, well, before the game, there was some conversation leading up to it about you and Riley being in that group text together from the QB camp. I was wondering, what kind of memes were they sending in to that text group with you two? And also, was there any conversation after the game with you and Riley? Did you get to talk to him? And what's that relationship like?
Yeah, man, Riley is a guy that I have the utmost respect for, and really, really, just truly think that he's an unbelievable guy. And, the way that he portrays his faith too, when I really first got to talk to him at the Manning camp, we didn't even really talk about ball at all. We kind of just shot the bull and talked about, life. And I just, I really felt like we were kind of similar people, and I kind of, understood him, and we had been on similar journeys, I felt like, so it was cool to feel like we, kind of finished it in a right way, where we were kind of both, in the forefront. And no, I was just, blessed to be able to, share the field with another guy who's just a God-fearing man, and just a great dude.
We appreciate you glorifying Jesus Christ all through, both of you.
Yep.
I saw Reese Davis last night. Hell yeah. Hey. Amen.
Shout out.
Reese Davis said after the show, he said both these teams glorified Jesus Christ more than anybody else. I don't know if that's coincidence or not. You tell me. And it's well, certainly very much so. Both. That's why the Pope, there was a chance, I don't know if you heard about this, there was a chance on College Game Day, there's just rumblings, that the Pope was going to make a pick.
That would have been sweet.
And then the Pope heard about how many Catholics are in fucking Ohio. He was like, we don't need to turn down the entire state, brother. I don't need to be making a pitch against a state that is very religious. And God bless everybody. And thank you to Jesus Christ for everything. We obviously agree with that. And you and Riley Leonard obviously did battle last night. Will you both be in the Senior Bowl next week? And how are you going to approach this entire thing? Obviously, and we already mentioned this, it was a surprise to us how they were judging your NFL career. I think through this process, now granted, enjoy this national championship with the lads. Looks like there's a lot of juice as they come running in. Definitely do that. But this entire draft process, we think you're going to kill. Like, absolutely murder. Senior Bowl's first, that's next week. And then what do we have on the horizon? Have you already thought about this, or are you yet to figure this type of shit out?
Yeah, I was hoping we could get through this game and then worry about it after. But, in terms of the Senior Bowl, I'm still evaluating that. I ran the ball, I think, like 16 times last night, so my body's a little beat up. Gonna have to feel how my body's feeling and everything, and then go from there when it comes to that. But in the process, man, I'm just looking forward to getting after it. And I'm going out to train out in LA with my guys at XL Sports, and I'm just excited to get out there and hopefully prove some people wrong throughout this process, because I felt like I've had that chip on my shoulder the whole time. I believe that I can be a first round draft pick. I believe that I can go in and lead a organization, and I want to just show and show these teams that they can trust me and bring me in and be that guy.
Your teammates and coaches at Ohio State agree with you. I can't wait to watch you change narratives about yourself going into the NFL, and I'm excited as hell that you get the opportunity to celebrate getting to the top of the mountain. Not a lot of people do, brother. Everything you've done your entire life has led to this enjoyment, this moment. I hope you have a blast celebrating it all, and congratulations on being a national champion, brother.
Thank you guys, man. Appreciate y'all having me on. I've been a big fan for a while, so this is pretty cool.
Little babyface assassin coming on the program. You think it is because you look like you're 12? Do you think that's why people think maybe not in the NFL because that's an adult, that's a grown men's league, and you look like you're 13 years old? Do you think
that could be, man? I've been getting called that like the last 2 weeks a lot more, and I didn't even know where it came from. And then I saw the clip of you calling me that, and I was like, oh, damn, that's pretty funny.
Okay, you like it. All right, sweet. Good news. Ladies and gentlemen, we think first-round draft pick.
Yep.
We know national champion. Quarterback for the Ohio State Buckeyes, Will Howard. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.